Hey, Internet. Welcome back to Same-ish Different Day, the podcast where we continue the march into madness. I'm Raza Malik, and I'm joined with my Amazeballs co-host, Bailey Nargang. Also featuring the lovely Wine Mom, the arbiter of everything TikTok and YouTube.
Hey, it's Wine Mom.
Bailey here. Gotta drop that reminder that you can find this show on any streaming service you use. Remember to leave a sassy review, and you want to bash us or our opinions generally? Well, you can follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and maybe some other places in the future.
I join these guys weekly to keep their egos in check as we break down complex social issues and talk about why your kids shouldn't be watching family vloggers.
We talk about real-ish on a real level. Ain't got time for the Twitters? Don't worry, we have collectively wasted our existence combing the internet for you.
Also, before these two get carried away, don't be shy. Join our Discord for the inside scoop. You can also support us on Patreon, where you can work your way up our very own class system. And don't worry, it's pay to win.
So welcome back to another episode of Same Shit, Different Day, where we try not to rip each other's heads off.
Let's get it. What's up, internets? What's up, Yo, get out of here! What's up, internets? Welcome to Same-ish Different Day, the podcast with a name that we can't say anymore. This week, we wanted to give you the Christmas strategy guide. Okay, so we're all oddballs coming from oddball background, so we figured we'd help give some life tips we've learned over the years. Raza wrote this fabulous script, so let's get it. Here at Marching into Madness, we're hella forgettable. So if you invite us to a Christmas party, a huge chance we'll forget it and we'll forget our gift. So if you're like us and have to go to a party soon and don't have anything, pay attention to these central to the party gifts that'll make yours be the best last minute gift.
Ever.
So we got some creative tips. Since I just dominated the mic, I'm thinking I might throw it to Raza to give us his pro tips.
So I've been invited to parties before, and I show up without a gift, and I was like, oh crap, I gotta bring a gift. So what I do is I pop over to my grocery store, not Farm Boy, because I'm a normal human being. I go over and get a cake. Cake is evergreen. You can take that anywhere and stuff. Not a fruit cake, because apparently people don't like fruit cakes, from my experience. Or just load up with a bunch of eggnog, and you will be like the talk of the town. You're like, oh, you brought the eggnog, the delicious eggnog. Because A, it's on theme, and B, who doesn't like eggnog, right? Especially the chocolate one. So and also just sweets and everything. I'm pretty much forgetting some stuff, but I'll come back to it.
Give me your most poppin' one. What was Raza had to hustle. He had to buy snacks for the white people who celebrate Christmas around him. What was this is gonna impress the boys?
Sushi. I got sushi from Superstore, like the pre-made sushi. I showed up with 2 trays of or 3 trays of it, and the one guy was like, this is a weird thing," but it's like, yeah, everybody here has had sushi before. I've had sushi with all these people, so it doesn't matter, right? And then sushi, it works because A, it's unique and no one thinks of it, and B, it's a common denominator. And if somebody doesn't like it, you can easily get them into it because it isn't real sushi. It's the Caucasian brand of sushi.
Oh, gosh.
Sorry.
So that is actually an excellent idea. I could see a group of Caucasians thoroughly enjoying that.
Yeah, they're like, oh, I'm ethnic. You're like, no, you're not.
So wine mom, who is slightly ill today. So please give her any sniffles you hear in the pod today. So wine mom, what's your hustle?
What's my go-to last-minute Christmas gift? Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Excuse me. I'm trying my best. Okay. Honestly, my last minute go-to Christmas gift would probably be a Visa MasterCard from Shoppers. And then like some candy, and a good card.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. That's good and versatile. And then nowadays that you could use those Visa gift cards online, like you're set. You're set.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because then they go on Amazon, they get whatever they want,
Yes. Yes.
I went to a Secret Santa party like 2 years ago. It was poorly planned, and the moment I walked in, the guy just handed me my gift. He's like, "Oh, this is yours," and we're not doing Secret Santa just yet, and it was sort of ruined. So he bought me a $50 gift card,
That's
Mastercard.
good and bad. Good and bad. Because I got one of those recently from like from work related people that I know, right? And it was like, does a gift card feel personal? I was just looking at it. I wasn't judging them. I was just sitting there. I was having a Seinfeld moment. I felt like George Costanza. How do I feel about this?
Bailey's like, I need this to
honestly,
be personalized to me.
Honestly.
It has to be.
Before I go into my thingy, I just wanted to have you ever had like a joyful Secret Santa experience?
In school, yeah.
Who, me?
Both of you.
Okay, sorry. I have to break the third wall for a second. I need a quick BRB. So do this. Continue with me for a second. I'll be back. I apologize.
Right. No worries.
Sick champ. Let's get it. Yeah, you had a good Secret Santa before?
Yeah. In grades grade 5. Somebody bought me one of those cool, like the second generation Bionicle, and that was like at the time that was the coolest gift I've ever got, and that's what got me into Bionicles. It was like a flying one.
Yeah,
it was so cool. And the teacher was like, Reza, don't open this up here. And you and I did open it up that very moment and built it.
Bitch, I made that Bionicle. Come on.
I made that Bionicle, dude.
I stared the teacher right in the eyes the whole goddamn time.
Like, yeah, you like this. Disobedient. And she couldn't do anything about it because I was flexing. And like when the kid like the jokes part, like in the afternoon we all did Secret Santa, and then after that we all like it was all like a free afternoon to do whatever you want just before the break. So we all hung out in our homeroom class. All of my friends were huddled doing their own thing, and a bunch of other kids were doing their own thing. There's a bunch of kids like all around the room, and there was me literally sitting alone, just building the shit out of that Bionicle in the center of the classroom. I was like, this is the coolest gift ever. I looked over at everybody else. They got like socks, scarves, books. I was like, come at me. But I actually bought the person. I bought the person. I think the Guinness World Record book, like 2000 and I don't know what year it was.
Okay, no, that's tight.
Yeah.
I definitely had some before. I used to have like big friend bonding. That was our thing that we stayed together after high school with. It slowly disintegrated, but it was quite cute. And I think it is a good bonding opportunity if you got like a group of homies, even if you're not Christmas people. Doing the little Secret Santa as like a little diverse group gives you a reason to get together and like learn more about each other, because you got to try to figure out what they like, right? But then it can get toxic real quick. You got to be careful of the politics of it, because then it's always like, oh, well, this human can't get that person because of this. And then it's like, okay, this is too much. But my quick holiday hustle. So to wrap this up here, if you're looking for the Christmas strategy guide, everyone has cell phones nowadays, and most likely you got a good camera on it, right? Pro tips for digital media guy here. You got to go to Walmart and you go to the Kodak booth and you print some photos off your phone. And then you get the 5x7 photos, and then you go to Dollarama, the dollar store, Dollar Tree, whatever the dollar store is where you live, and you buy the cheapest frame possible. They'll have
Okay.
no idea. You just slide that image in there, and they think you win. You got it framed. You did all this work. And if you really want to impress someone, you do it with their puppies. So you go ask to hang out at their house about like a week before. You take some good little shots of their dog and shit. Man, people eat that shit up. They'll gladly hang like 3 photos framed of their puppy in their bathroom. No problem. No problem. So you gotta save your ass. Walmart's got you.
My friend, sorry,
Mm.
my friend did something like that. That same Secret Santa party I went to where I got the Mastercard. Uh, my friend got his brother. So he took a picture of himself, like looking all sexy and like looking all like a movie star. He did a photo shoot at Walmart. He got a frame and everything, and then he signed the picture. His hit was like, "Oh, I'm Chris. Merry Christmas, Jordan," and then signed his own name. When he handed it to him, his brother was the maddest I've ever seen, but we were all laughing our asses off because it was the funniest gift on the planet. So that's a
I
very
like that one.
unique gift. Yeah, yeah.
I
That's
do like
cute.
that one. I like that one.
Yeah.
I like that one a lot.
Yeah.
Wine Mom, do you have any other like affordable Christmas hustles? Because I've always had to do Christmas on a budget. I know you're thinking of getting a bright pink Christmas tree the other day. How do you feel about fake trees?
So environmental me says fake trees are good. I know they're plastic, but when you think about the time that you have them versus cutting down our oxygen, there's levels to it, right? But traditional me does prefer a real tree just because of, the smells and the vibes and the feels and stuff. Um, but you were saying another last minute cheap gift idea. Honestly, I feel like making something is good. Like,
Mhm.
I didn't have a lot of money as a kid, and I always wanted to get presents for family and stuff. So, usually, what I would do is like throughout the year, I would try to collect stuff that I could use to make gifts. And
Mm-hmm.
there was one year where I made jewelry for literally everyone. Like, I had like a little jewelry kit that I got for my birthday, and I just saved up all the stuff and I made everybody little bits of jewelry.
That's a good
Mhm.
one. That's a good
And it was
one.
good.
I think
And like,
if you've got
sorry, go
little
ahead.
ones or a crafty family like you're bringing up, I think it's also
Mhm.
underrated to like bring it to the family thing and like offer to do crafty stuff together, right?
Mhm.
Yes. Also, like another thing that's really good is packaging like hot chocolate or things to bake with, like making a package thing. So
Mhm.
like a jar, like you fill a jar with all the ingredients you need to like make certain cookies or something. Like
Yeah.
that's underrated for
Mhm.
sure. And like that's a great gift to get. I know for myself personally, like I love getting stuff like that.
So can I just give like jars of overnight oats?
I mean, if you make it cute, Bailey, and you like maybe put a little sticker on the front or something and make it cute, yeah, why not?
No,
Here's
I
some
mean,
notes. Here's some notes.
take the oats. But because of the soup restaurant, I've done it before with soup ingredients. I've done the hipster thing where you put the mason jar
Hmm.
with all the soup ingredients. Little, you need this
Yeah,
and this. Add water, right?
Mhm.
There's a
yeah.
good little backup gift. I usually just as Rosa says with food, if you know how to chef it up, you just always offer to like cook a bunch of stuff and you win people's favor back. So it just
Yeah.
Or yeah, like if you know you're going to Christmas dinner, like that's not as last minute, but if you know you're going to Christmas dinner and like let's say you don't have a lot of money to like buy everyone presents or something, literally offer to cook the meal or
Yeah.
cook majority of the meal. Like
Mhm.
that's usually, especially if it's like moms or grandmas, that's more appreciated than you even could understand.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom my mom is like that. Like if
Mhm.
like especially on like Thanksgiving. Like if you don't bring anything, then yeah. The turkey is a hard thing to cook. So let's team up on that.
oh,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I can't wait to upgrade to an air fryer for my secret family dinner hustle, right? So what you do, you need to desperately bring an appetizer. You go to the
Mhm.
Chinese supermarket and you buy an extra large bag of frozen spring rolls. And you
Okay.
just deep fry the fuck out of those, and you show up with fresh made spring rolls. Everyone thinks you're God. Everyone thinks you're God because no one cares. No matter what the holiday or family dinner, they'll eat the fuck out of those spring rolls.
Right.
Mm,
Yeah. Pretty
valid.
much like the what's the word? The the food that it's a unifier. That's the word.
Yeah,
It's spring rolls are a good unifier.
it's deep fried.
Mm-hmm.
It's veggie, right?
Hmm.
Right. So the vegetarians can eat it. You use vegetable oil, so then hopefully, like then full on vegans can eat it if they're feeling like it. You know,
Well,
you're
it's
hitting all the
like,
bases.
yeah, I feel, I feel like, I don't know if you guys, maybe I'm gonna get a little off topic because I don't know if you guys have felt like this recently. Bailey, maybe not because you already are like this, but my family is like super traditional with holidays. Like it's always you got to be here at this day, you open presents at this time, we do this, we do that. Like it's very structured and it always is the same way every year.
Hmm.
And I don't know if it's that I'm getting older and I'm like caring less about that stuff maybe, but I feel like I'm way less traditional now than I was. And it's like I just want to spend time with family. I don't even care what we eat. And I think that's also changed because I don't eat meat anymore. I used to eat turkey and stuff and now I don't. So
Hmm.
now it's like I'm just good to eat whatever everyone's eating. Like, let's just have a good time. And a lot of people do Chinese around Christmas time. And it's like, why not just have something
Yeah.
different and fun, you know?
Yeah.
The one I think I told you the story about how the one time I actually got offended by that, like being like non-traditional, was when my grandmother was just like, let's just have chicken instead of turkey. And I was like, are you kidding
Oh
me?
gosh.
Are you kidding me? We're gonna have turkey. So like, but generally speaking, yeah, it's just my family, me not being like normal like Canadian, we don't really have
Hmm.
any set in stone a tradition. Like we don't even have Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving Day,
Right.
so
Yeah.
we're pretty loose with our our festivities, if
Right.
anything. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm even more of a ham man myself. Like even I won't get on my high horse just with the whole I prefer the ham. I don't like the whole big old turkey dinner. Give me ham, a couple yams, something, I don't need the whole
What's wrong with
big
you?
shebang, you know?
What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I mean, like, I usually get like some sort of like vegan slash vegetarian option for myself. And then it's just like whatever is good. I eat the potatoes and stuff that everybody makes, but
Hmm.
usually I'm good with just sides anyways.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As
Sorry,
Bailey's
no.
making fun of me.
No, I'm thinking of Danny DeVito just screaming about the rum ham. The rum
Oh.
ham. Sorry, but okay. Now, well, that segues well because the next one. So, thank you, Wine Mom. A second half
Welcome.
of our topics for the Christmas strategy guide are Christmas traditions. Since we all have like a different variety of things we've experienced. Once again, I will refer to Roz's script so that he can be happy and sleep well at night. So, since all three
What?
of us come
What a
from different walks
child!
of, since all three of us come from different walks of life, we have people that believe that the star formations at night mean something, and we have a person who is a diet Muslim. We all have things we bring to the table, rather than being like the whole Anglo-Saxon theme that we see everywhere. We're different in a way that maybe instead of a Christmas tree, we may use like an Eid tree, which would be interesting. I would hope that Raza has an Eid tree. But right, or sometimes we don't give presents, or who knows? Maybe if you're Wine Mom, you will do a human sacrifice to please Odin on the nigh of Christmas.
I was trying to be like, how can I make fun of all of us at the same time?
I think you did good. So to be fair, since I was picking on Wine Mom, I'm the hippie. I celebrate the lunar cycle and the solstice. I won't get on my high horse yet, but I just don't.
Nerd.
I'm down to celebrate the giving season and the giving spirit. I just don't get why we do Christmas. But that
Fucking
aside,
nerd.
Raza, do you have an Eid tree?
I don't have one, but my cousin does. It's a Christmas tree, but instead of an angel, it's got the Islamic crescent on top.
Cute.
And I asked my cousin why he's been doing this for the last like 3-4 years.
Cute.
I like
So
it.
yeah, I've been asking him why he does it. He's just like, well, because he has 3 kids, and he's gonna be like, I want them to know that you can like, I don't want them to be indoctrinated into what the Canadians are doing. I want them to have a unique thing around this time to celebrate their own culture. And they're like, oh, okay, that's cool, but why a tree? And then he just said, I don't know. It's the same. It's a symbolic thing.
Yeah.
So it's like it's basically an eat tree is the same thing as a Christmas tree. You put the shit around it, but the ornaments are like not the same. So it's like it's very much it's a new thing. I've seen it in other like people's houses who are who follow Islam. So it's a
Mhm.
new thing, and I think it's a like a very very like cute way of like bringing other people's culture into something that isn't cultural to one thing.
Yeah.
That sounds right. Yeah.
No, I think that's smart because, with Canada being as diverse as it is, it makes sense that you would start to incorporate other religions into the tradition in a different way.
Hmm. Yeah.
Sorry, I had to sneeze.
You're killing it. You're killing
I'm
it.
the worst. I know. I know. I'm the worst. No, but I think that's a really smart and cute and unique way to
Hmm.
keep kids into, some form of, I guess you could say, Western tradition, but giving them their own
Good.
uniqueness to it
Yeah.
so they can still enjoy it, but they can do their own thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like like went to his house a couple of weeks ago, and we were dressing up the tree. I was like, oh, I feel like yeah, I was just like I was doing it with the kids and stuff. It was like yeah, like it feels like a normal thing, but like oh, you're adding your own spin to it, so it doesn't
Yeah.
really change much.
I mean, it's no different than the fact that I literally did a pink Christmas tree. Like, I feel like
Yeah.
it doesn't differ from that idea. And like so many people, like especially if you're online, so many people do unique things with their trees now. It's not always a traditional thing
Yeah.
anymore. And I feel like as you become an adult, like why can't you break tradition and have a little fun, you
Yeah.
know?
And plus the tree is the easiest thing to like modify
Yeah.
and bring your own shit to it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
100%.
What about
Yeah.
why
What
mom
about
or
what
traditions? Why mom?
well, my traditions?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, like we do it's a lot of like the very generic white people Christmas stuff that we do, right? Cuz
Right.
that's what I the family that I grew up in. So,
Mhm.
there's no shame in that for me. I'm cool with whatever, but
Mhm.
I find that there's a lot of things that I enjoy from my childhood. Like my mom really played into the Santa Claus thing, and I know that's like a touch and go for some people. They either believe that that's like super dumb or super great. And personally, I personally feel like the concept of Santa Claus, as much as it is like a romanticized thing, and it can create some bad, I guess, behavior in children. Um, I feel like it nurtures something that we're losing in the world, like that little bit of like wonder and mystery and
Yeah.
excitement. And
And
so,
innocence too.
yeah, and like I'm all for Santa. Like I even still now, like I'm all about the whole Santa thing. I think it's cute. I think it's fun, and I think we should let kids enjoy life. I
Mhm.
don't know why we have to be so grumpy.
Mhm.
But again, I think it's also about like, yeah, you want your kid to enjoy these things, but also keep them humble and remind them of things
Yeah.
that, like Santa Claus is great, but maybe tell them not this romanticized, commercialized version of Santa. Maybe tell them like the real story of Santa,
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
I
but also
yeah.
like some of my fondest memories from when I was a kid is I remember one year my mom was I can't remember what happened, but one of us was questioning Santa, and we were still pretty young to be questioning, and so it
Mhm.
was really heartbreaking for my mom. Like she was really upset about it.
Yeah.
So she at that time she was with my ex stepdad, I guess. So what she did is she set everything up like you would for Santa at nighttime, and me and my sister were both like, oh, whatever, this is dumb, because you hear what you hear from your friends at school, especially when you are living in a multicultural area. You're hearing lots of different people with like, oh, that's a stupid Canadian thing, it's not real, or whatever the case may be, right? So my mom had my stepdad go and like make footprints out in the snow and like carry snow like with his work boots all through the house, and she did the reindeer paw prints all over the deck, and then yeah, she really went for it, and she had like the half-eaten carrots outside, like she did the whole thing. And I just remember like when I was a kid, I was like, oh my god, this is literally the coolest thing ever, like Santa was here, I have proof, like I think we even like I'm pretty sure we have pictures from that. But as I got older, I look back at that and I'm like so appreciative that my mom like really let us enjoy being kids instead of being like
Yeah.
taking, because she could have copped out and been like, well,
She
no
ain't
more
real.
Santa presents for you,
Oh,
sucker, But instead
yeah.
she was like, let me make it fun because this
Mhm.
might be the last time that they understand, like
And,
enjoy
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
and I do. Sorry, Bill. I just want to say one
Yeah,
thing,
go
and then
get in there.
uh, I do feel like, hey, like parents, our generation of parents were like had an easier time dealing with that because there wasn't all this other stuff, these
Mhm.
distractions to tell
Mhm.
them, like to influence us. So like, yeah, your mom being able to do that is like pretty much like a evidence of the generational change. Like I don't
Yeah.
think parents can put the same effort, or parents don't even do the same effort as
Yeah.
your mom did. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel yeah, and your kid could just have it spoiled on TikTok.
Well,
exactly. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the big thing, right? With the
Hmm.
internet now, it's like, well,
Hmm.
Yeah,
but I think
that's
it's also
crazy.
because, right, and I think it's also because we're all so like I don't want to say self-aware, but I think it's that we're all a little bit more present in like things that are going on, and with social media, like it's harder to pull the wool over someone's eyes now,
Yeah,
especially kids,
yeah.
because
Yeah.
kids are getting too smart for their own good.
Literally, yeah. It's getting them in trouble too.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
bro, because even back in our day, we ain't even old. We ain't even old, but you'd have to like, even though there was an internet, it was still a little tough to spoil the mystery. But now it's like one Google away. Like, yo, where's Santa? Where's Santa, fam? And Google's gonna be like, nowhere. Like you're
Suck, yeah.
kind of screwed there. But I definitely do feel you on the supportive fantasy of it. Like as much as I can become a negative Nancy about Christmas, I'm like grateful that I had that fun little childhood experience and the family time of it all. So I'm very torn
Yeah.
as with my negativity. I am very torn and support the family and super positive moments of Christmas.
Yeah.
So I do have a super quick that I got excited about as I was listening to Wine Mom's story.
Yes.
Raza, did you,
Me,
as
yeah.
a raised in a Muslim home, did they lie to you about Santa for a little bit, or
No,
did they were
no.
just immediately like, "Oh, that's just some shit"?
It wasn't even a talked about thing because I'm pretty sure I knew Santa wasn't real to begin with. Yeah, sorry, stream. Santa isn't real. Shit.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Shit. Shit. No, because like I don't think that, because like culturally I didn't understand, or it wasn't a thing for us because we didn't really have to explain that, or my parents didn't
Hmm.
really have to explain it to me. So I kind of grew up like knowing that, but I just I it didn't really ruin the anything for me because I to us Christmas is a different than what other people look at it as. It's like
Yeah.
Fair. Yeah.
a family thing.
Well, it's like, so I used to be in daycare. It's funny you say this because when I was in daycare, we had two girls in the like in our daycare with us. They were from Sri Lanka,
Hmm.
so they didn't celebrate Christmas. Their parents didn't, like that wasn't a thing, right? And me and my sister, we were all like, Santa Claus, Christmas, all this stuff is happening. And like, I remember it being weird because my mom was like, well, we should buy them, Christmas presents. And I was like, are we supposed to? Because like, I don't know. Like, are we like, what is the rule, right? Like, we don't know. And so I remember my mom having to like talk to their mom and be like, is it okay if we like do that? Is it allowed? And it's like it's weird because I feel bad for those kids because they're forced to like go along with something that they don't believe in as to like not hurt other people's feelings, and as well like as kids seeing everybody else get Christmas presents getting left out. I don't know what that's like for you, Raza, when you were growing up, but it's like, for those two girls, I remember them expressing like as we got older, because I stayed friends with them for a very long time, expressing as they got older like how it made them feel a little bit like isolated from their friends at that
I can
time.
see that. Yeah. I actually have a similar story. Like not for us specifically because
Hmm.
my as I said before, my upbringing was very progressive, quote unquote.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
it didn't matter. But the house that I lived, like family that we got the house from was ultra conservative. I don't know if they are anymore, but they had like I remember during the time where we would have Christmas activities, they would be not at school. Um,
Right.
and when we would, I remember we had to record Christmas a Christmas album for Walmart. Uh, I'm not even kidding. In like grade three, and one of the lyrics said, "The Son of God is Jesus," and they flat out couldn't. That they're like, "I can't say it."
Oh yeah, hell
And
yeah.
and there's me, also brown, also Muslim, and I'm just like, "Yeah, the Son of God is Jesus," and and
That's
I didn't.
mad uncomfortable.
Yeah,
I
like,
thought I was gonna go to hell because I said
well,
that. But
because that was another thing too, is like we would have to do choir. Like we would
hmm
all have to like sit up in front of the school and like sing Christmas songs, and they'd be like, "Where your?" I just think like how insensitive that was. Now that I look
Yo,
back, like as a kid, I was like, "Oh, this is so much fun though! Like we're all having Christmas fun time. Like why are you guys not having fun time? Like we
hmm
get to do Christmas presents and sing songs and like when you're a kid, you're like, who cares if it's not your religion? We're just all having a fun,
Yeah.
happy Christmas
mhm.
time." But then you think about it and you're like, oh, but like there's a lot of things that certain groups get left out of, and here we are just like forcing them to sing Christmas songs. Like, you don't know Jingle Bells? Like,
Mhm.
no, I don't know Jingle Bells. Like,
Do you think they still do those weird assemblies where they gather all the
absolutely.
kids and like? You think
Probably,
Yeah.
so?
yeah.
You
Yep.
think
Probably,
They
so?
were
yeah.
they were doing them like just 5 years ago with my cousin.
That is not. That's. I'm honestly surprised. I thought that was us being old heads of them bringing
No.
having the school assembly where we all sing choir. It's like that's the no way. That's a thing still.
It was
Like
a thing.
to us, it was super like it wasn't just like oh this is weird. No, like it was weird because like why my parents looked at it but like yeah partake in these activities. It's not gonna ruin. It isn't gonna bring in any harm to you. It is what it is. You're just
Mhm.
having a good time with your friends, right? But for that other family, it was just like a very it was like a crisis of faith for them, kind of. I even look back at it. It's like kind of jokes how like we're two different mindsets, and then this one side is very orthodox, and then there's us who's just like, it is what it is, right? So
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. That's where it's like, I'm in a. I'm. So my sassy high horse is like my family. Long story short, was basically like we're not really Christian. That we kind of ended up being pagan, but even before we were fully like full hippies, we were just sitting there as a family one day of like, why are we celebrating this? Like, what's the holiday? Do I believe in Santa? Do you believe in Jesus? Because I don't believe in either of those. So
Hmm.
what are we
yeah,
doing?
exactly.
So I rather than be complete negative Nancy's, we just try to have a dinner around the same time, usually around the solstice. But even if we usually make sure it's non-denominational, and then we just try to have like a Christmas dinner for all the oddballs, for like all our friends who may not have a big family or this or that. So that was like kind of how we manipulated it into being a positive thing, because
Mhm.
we didn't get that commercial aspect. Like, why? So I just got to go out and spend a couple $100 because it's winter time. It's time to go spend more money, plebeians. It's that time of year again.
Well, because I think I remember when we were in high school, the one year around Christmas time when your mom got together with Tim, like, didn't we go out and go skiing? Like, that's like what we did around Christmas
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't like a Christmas celebration, and like that was plenty fun, you
Mhm.
know? So it's like you can really just like have a good time, do whatever you want. It doesn't
Yeah,
have
so-
to be this typical traditional whatever you see on TV. I mean, if that's your bag, enjoy it. I mean, I'm
Yeah.
probably going to do that with my kids cuz I enjoyed it as a kid and I want them to enjoy what I enjoyed, but it's up to whoever to like have a good time. Do
Mhm.
it in whatever way you want to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was easy growing up being a Muslim because Eid follow would fall around the same time as Christmas, like a week or earlier or after, depending
Mhm.
on the moon.
Mhm.
But we could always get away with that. Be like, yeah, we're just celebrating Eid. Here's some Eid gifts. Here's an Eid tree.
Yeah.
That's it. So it's like it was that's how we looked at it, and like now that I'm talking about it, like yeah, like I kind of did celebrate Christmas, but like Eid. So that's
Yeah, exactly.
but like yeah, I just think that like Christmas should be taken however you want it to be
Yeah.
taken.
Yeah. That's wholesome. I like that. That's a good
Paganism.
summary.
That's
Yeah,
fucking weird.
okay.
No, I'm
It's
kidding.
not. Come on. That's I won't get on my high horse. I'll go. That we'll save this podcast for another time because we're committed to this long term, and I'll talk about all the sad shit I have from Christmas time. But
Oh,
it's
gosh.
something. Because no, it's a long story for another time. But I had like, rather than like, to be blatant, I had a lot of like resentment around Christmas season because I would be watching people get so much and I didn't really have that much. So that was like
Yeah.
a big baby growing moment. But that's a tale for another day.
Like
Yeah.
just to latch on to your thing, bro. Imagine like me every Christmas day going on Facebook and seeing a whole bunch of my friends getting like gifts, and then there's me, like I don't get anything. But then over the
Confused.
over the last couple years, like last like decade, I've been like, it is what I can buy my own gifts. That's
Yeah.
it. Like I
Yeah.
can do shit on my own. Yeah. So
Then
and
my,
like now.
like,
And then now I have friends like Bailey and Wine Mom here who are astronomically weirdos, and I fit in with with that in the sense that like y'all don't like follow the same trends that a lot of other Canadians do, specifically in Christmas time. So
Yeah, exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's wholesome. Thank you, Raza. Thank
Nope.
you. So I'm going to go with the natural flow here. We're going to go to our last section of the day. So if you're watching live, stick around because you can chat with us after and it'll only be about like 15
I
more
ate
minutes.
some beans and I'm farting like crazy right now. Jeez.
This guy. Welcome
Bringing-
to our very professional podcast, everyone, where we are professionals. All of us are professionals today, specifically
just-
Raza.
Can't hear
He's
it.
bringing the backtracking. He's bringing the backtracking, you know? He's bringing in the win section for us.
Yeah, I'm the bass.
So I feel personally attacked by the AMA that Raza picked this week.
Oh, fuck.
Am I the asshole? Sorry, my bad. So the title is My Partner is Addicted to Weed and I Feel Like It's Putting a Strain on Many Aspects of Our Lives.
Before when I saw it, I pictured the meme where it's like when you tell any weed smoker weed isn't addictive, and they give you a novel of why it isn't addictive. So I was just like, this is fun. But
Okay,
yeah,
here we go, kids. So my 21 male partner and 19 non-binary partner and I have been dating for about 2 years and recently moved in together as I attend college. One thing I know going into the relationship was that they have many mental health issues, which they claim smoking weed helps to suppress, or at least make the day-to-day process tolerable. I'm not a huge pothead myself, but I'll maybe smoke once a week. For context, yeah, always. If they're writing, it's always a lie. But for context, my partner will smoke from the moment they wake up to the moment they fall asleep. Personal attack. I can't even tell you how many times it is per day, because it's almost a constant smoke sesh. Any moment that we're at home is a moment for them to smoke. Whether we're watching a movie, just relaxing, or if they just got home from work, you name it. They've said that without weed, they won't be able to eat, sleep right, use the bathroom, or have any social interactions. Their mood radically changes when they don't have weed in their systems, such as after an 8-hour shift. I'm not an expert on anything, but this could be for 2 reasons. One, that the smoking genuinely helps with their personality disorder, and not smoking for a long amount of time begins to hinder aspects of their disorder. Or they are so addicted to the point that not smoking makes them agitated and upset.
Mm-hmm. I want to know why Bailey thinks this is a personal attack, first of all.
Because we've attacked. I know I have attacked Bailey about this on multiple occasions.
But
So.
you're not, dude. Like, did any of that sound like you?
Well,
I smoke marijuana all day long.
right.
I'm okay saying that on microphone.
Yeah, I
Bailey.
think. But I mean, okay. This is the thing, though, when it comes to marijuana. Is it addictive? All studies say, not really, right? But I think when you self-medicate, literally anything can become an addiction. That's where the problem starts, right? If you're like, oh, I can't function during the day, I can't sleep at night, or I need it for this and that, then you're medicating, it's something that is becoming, a crutch or an addiction. But again, I don't really think it's that much of an addiction. Like for me, for a while, well, I mean, let me just talk about my eating habits. Non-existent. Let's just say that I get called out on it on a regular basis, so it's cool. I'm fine with it. I have a really bad eating schedule. I either don't eat at all or whatever. So, smoking helps me balance that out. So if I notice that like I'm struggling to eat, then maybe I'll smoke during the week and it helps. If I can't sleep, if I have a cold, then I will smoke a little bit heavier at that time because it helps me sleep and helps me feel better, right? So it's normal, but it's more of an issue when it becomes like multiple times a day, all day, every day, can't function, can't do anything without it. But again, it's like, I don't know. In this situation, I feel like there needs to be a conversation.
Yeah.
Like there needs to be the whole like, hey, I'm not coming at you, I'm not attacking, like what you need, but also like thinking about if you're medicating yourself and you're depending on it, then it's becoming an addiction. And I'm not saying that you need to stop it, but maybe consider your habits. Because I know Bailey's took a little personal hit here, but at least you're mature enough. But at least you're mature enough to go, okay, I need to take a tea break, or I need to just like not smoke so much during the day, or you go long periods of time without it before picking it back up again. Like you do try to not make it something that's consuming your whole life. But it's just hard. It's so close when it comes to like smoking cigarettes. Like people do that, they need that to function, and it is a genuine addiction. So it's like they're kind of on the same spectrum here.
Yeah, it's to agree. I wholesomely agree, right? Like you could develop a mental addiction, right? So even if it's not physically addictive to your body, you're just the habit. Like I definitely relate to that. And that's the personal line that I draw is exactly what you just stated, right? As soon as you catch yourself sitting there thinking like, I need it to eat, I need it to, then you got to evaluate your relationship with what you're self-medicating with, right? So that's where you're right, especially if it's in your relationship, then you have to establish those healthy boundaries of like what you're comfortable with as a human, right? It's not fair to you as their partner, and then it's also you're concerned about them. So it's healthier to bring it up and have that talk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Exactly. There's nothing wrong with being like, hey, maybe consult your doctor and see if like there's another option and or solution for you to like not need this so much, you know?
Or maybe
Hmm.
take CBD pills or switch it
Yeah,
up a bit, like.
Yeah.
But
or like,
Because I like there's no secret that when you're in a heavy substance user, whether it's alcohol or one, it doesn't matter, and
mhm,
you're not, it can be uncomfortable when you're like, okay, I'm sober and this person's always not sober. Like, there's questions that you ask yourself, like, would this person be with me if they were sober all the time, and other things like that. And as a partner that smokes a lot of marijuana, that's something you want to be sensitive to, right? And at least
mhm,
try and have breaks where you're like, okay, we'll do like a sober weekend together or something, you know? Like try and be
yeah,
fair, because if it was the other way around, you would want some sort of resolve as well.
yep,
yeah, yeah,
Hmm.
yep. No, that's well put. I would totally agree with that.
yeah.
Thank you. Thank
No
you.
problem.
Appreciate.
No
Glad you
problem.
agree with me.
Oh, I do.
So to summarize, I'm gonna give Raza his speaking opportunity here.
Oh, I'm not a heathen, so I don't do that stuff. So I
But
don't.
Yeah, okay,
are
bud.
are they the asshole? Are they the asshole? Give us the
Oh,
final answer.
if they're coming from a place of like care and concern, where it's actually like they want to see that person not struggle anymore, then no, I don't think they are the asshole, because like, I do see both sides of it, and I do know people who are like that. But
Hmm.
personally, I don't attack them. I say, like, okay, they're this is a way for them to cope with it. Just like I have my own coping mechanism, this is a way that they're coping with it. But like Wine Mom said, it's like, I think you said that, but it's all
Hmm.
about like balancing it out
Hmm.
Yeah.
at the same time. Like, it isn't addictive, but you can have an addictive personality, which will make it addictive. Uh,
Right.
so once you deal with that, I think once you come to terms with that aspect of it, you can, I think, like, navigate what you want to do after that
Yeah.
with
Hmm.
your partner. But
I mean, like, relationships are about compromise.
yeah,
So don't be afraid to ask for
yeah,
compromise.
exactly, yeah. Like, and and if you like, and there seems to be a lot more issues than just addiction, because like
Hmm.
they're like those mental barriers. But yeah, just like, be trust the person who you're with, that they're gonna like respect, hear you out, hear where you're
Hmm.
coming from. You're with that person for a reason, right? So
Yeah, exactly.
Pro
don't
tips from Raza.
yeah, the one who doesn't listen to his own pro tips. But yeah, yeah, just be you, and hopefully the person won't judge you, because clearly, from what I'm reading or hearing, the dude wa- wasn't being hard on his partner.
Well,
Mm-mm.
and it's like not to be too judgmental, but it's like clearly he's identifying as a male and in a relationship with a non-binary human, so they're already like openly talking to some extent, right? So it's like
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
get to that point, they're having tough discussions. So this is just
Yes.
another tough discussion to add to the list, and hopefully you can conquer that hill together.
Yeah. This
Yeah.
this guy is gonna come out like as like a he's gonna be the most understanding person on the planet, if he can if he can manage this.
Well, I mean, even just having that conversation, just wanting to like get advice about how instead of attacking
Yeah.
is a good start.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I
Hmm.
concur. So, with that, folks, we're gonna wrap up today. We got the outro that's gonna hit you with all the necessary information. But what we gotta say is one pertinent thing. If you're listening to this on Spotify, you can tune in and watch us live on Mondays on Twitch as we record. And if you hang out, you can annoy us with your thoughts afterwards. So we're gonna see
Absolutely.
you soon. Thank you for your time. We love you. Wine Mom, since you're sick, give them one word of advice on how to cure the sniffles.
Sleep a lot. Honestly, just sleep. If you can sleep, just sleep. Just sleep. 12 hours plus. That's it.
Jeez.
Done. Bam.
Legit.
Facts, fam. See you soon.
Thank you again for watching us badly talk about these topics.
You can follow us on Twitch, Marching Into Madness, all one word, no space. On the gram, marching_into_madness, and on Patreon at patreon.com/marchingintomadness. And again, on Le Discord at Marching Into Madness.
Join us, and Bailey will pay you 10 whole Canadian dollars.
You can follow Whitey over at gnarly_media on the Insta. You must definitely follow the life of our whole podcast, Wine Mom, at XWineMomX, because the year's 2002, and we still have the X in our names. And me, your favorite brown boy, at _R.R_Malik_.
Thank you for the third time. We love you. Drink some milk and be healthy.
Remember, kids, say no to school and yes to
It's like such bad advice. It's like, here we put this well-formulated podcast together with good insight on facts and truth and political points and social issues. Don't go to school, dude.
Oh, God.
Bailey
Motherfucker shouldn't be near school after saying that.
It's like Bailey listens to me say the sentence and he goes, maybe I should say my sentence now.